for a couple of days now through the underdark, and you find yourself on something called the shouldn't have had the old Bina, should I, tonight? The Silken Paths, which is a strange pathway of spider webs that leads through parts of the underdark. The first parts of it were quite treacherous and weak, and a few of you fell through, but as you've got deeper in, you find them getting thicker and thicker until they do literally form an almost path made of spider silk. It's thick and strong and holds your weight quite well, but you do find that walking along the webs has attracted spiders. They seem to respond to the vibrations in the web and attack, as Sevatar has unfortunately been the latest victim of. The two goblins, Yuk and Spiderbait, had met up with you on a stone pillar, I seem to recall, as you were resting, and had offered to guide you across the webs for a fee. You being recently escaped, you pretty much have no money and no valuables, so it has been an interesting job to try and make a deal with them, but so far they've led you across. So you find yourselves stood on the web. You have just opted to take the fast road, but you have yet to apply the lubricant that they are showing you in little glass bottles that they've got on their belts. But literally all these glass bottles on each of their belts, and one of them is waving them at you.
Are you ready to do this then? You want to go the fast way?
Had all day.
The fun way?
Can
Yeah,
everyone
why not?
see properly? Does anyone need light?
Oh,
I can see, thank
muted
you.
me.
In that case, I should still go first. Can everyone see in the dark then? Or do you not need me to put up the light? How about everyone else?
We've said you've been constantly casting light on me.
Okay, cool.
I can't see.
Darendil also can't see. Yes, would be most appreciative if you could provide some light. Thank you. It's Daphne, isn't it?
It is Daphne indeed.
Thank you. Well, it's it feels quite late in the day. Do we find somewhere to camp, or do we keep going for a little longer? What's everyone's thoughts? I mean, poor old Sevatar there's... Well, I don't mean to be rude, but you've got quite a lot of red on you.
I haven't even better days, I must admit.
Didn't we take a short rest?
Mm-hmm.
We
did earlier in the day, yeah.
Would it be reasonable to rest in, well, this kind of place? Just wondering.
I don't know. What do you think? I find it a lot harder to think since I became this. It was far easier to mull over a problem when I was an elf, if that makes sense. I can't wrap my brain around it.
As much as
I mean,
could
you
use
can
a
camp
rest.
here, but you'll have to be very, very quiet and not disturb the webs, and we'll need watches.
How much longer do we have on the webs traveling?
Well, where are you trying to go again? You're going to Sloob, are you? Fishtown.
I think that's the closest.
Oh, yes, it's the closest. I mean, I can get you there probably. Well, I can get you to the end of the webs in about 3 days from here. But I will warn you, the 3-day route does go past the Big Eye.
Oh, what big eye? You never mentioned a big eye.
Well, We don't have to go that way. We can go the other way. But the big eye, you'll got to catch him on the right day. I mean, I say him. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell.
And I guess that's the quickest way.
Oh yes, quickest. 3 days.
Okay, so we need to figure out a safe way to rest on these webs. Does anyone have any ideas?
I just sit still for a bit. I know I can do that. Just need to catch my breath.
Yes, I don't think it can be any different to how we would rest if we weren't on webs.
It's just a bit more of a balancing act, I expect.
Yeah, just try not to do quite so much twanging. Looking at you, Papido. You heard.
Bupido sort of looks back and Bupido twangs when Bupido wishes to twang.
I know, that's the problem.
I do not wish to twang this evening.
Well, we
I'm
might be okay
tired.
then.
I mean, could we find a ledge or something to sleep on? I mean, the webs are probably quite comfortable, but
Well, if
I
it's only a short
apologise,
rest, we don't need to sleep if we're only looking at a short rest. Or is everyone looking to bed down?
We're happy to go for a few more hours if you wish.
Yeah, I think so. Somewhere a bit more secure.
Yeah, I think push as far as we can go. We don't want to stay on these webs for longer than we need to.
Bit of a rocky outcrop or something, somewhere the webs are a bit thicker. Bit sturdier underfoot, if you know anywhere like that.
Changes all the time, you see. Changes all of the time.
Right.
Yep, it does change all of the time. One day there might be a ledge and the next day you can't get to it. Is the nature of these things. Sure you understand. He speaks the truth. He speaks the truth. But if you're ready, we'll grease you up and off you go. You should be safe. You can't fall through unless you get a good smack, and then you might fall through. So my advice is don't get a big smack and you won't fall through. Simple.
Being logical to me. Right, let's do it.
okay. So you see them take this little bottle and it's got this weird black viscous liquid in, but it's not like it looks like oil at first glance, but as you look deeper, there's a complete void of light in this thing. It's just completely absorbed, and you can see these tiny silver specks in it, and they take it out and literally get a little cloth and dab the tiniest bit and rub it on the bottom of their shoes, and then they pass the bottle and the cloth around.
Just
Not too much, or you'll go a bit faster than you would like. Won't be able to
unsole them a
stop.
boot like this. Yeah?
Just on the front. Don't put it on the heel. That's how you stop.
Oh, alright, good point. Okay. Pass it round.
So if you're all doing it, yeah, you just dab a little bit on the front of your shoe, leave the heel clear.
This should last about an hour, but we should be able to go for 3 or 4 hours that it would take you to walk. So as long as you're happy, we'll. Is anyone particularly bad at keeping their balance? Because if you are, you can put a little bit on your ass, and it should help. If you fall over, you'll keep going.
Looks at Darendil. No, thank you. My arse is fine.
I
Think
mean, I wasn't
will
going to apply it.
slap it on.
Slap on her ass.
So will Malice.
Oh no, sorry. I mean Tink will slap it on Derendil's ass.
Oh, I see. I see. How rude.
I'm not going to save you again.
Oh. Charmed, I'm sure.
You needn't be proud. If you can't balance, you can't balance. You may as well do what will help you.
Looks a bit sheepish. Just turns away from you.
Don't turn, I'm rubbing it in.
Holy shit.
Okay, as you apply this stuff, you can feel your heels. Your heel where you haven't applied it is normal, and you get that sort of sense of grip. But the front of your shoe, there's literally like no friction at all. It is. It's quite hard at first to sort of keep your balance, but you apply your heels and you manage to stay upright. The goblin sort of slowly coax you and they're almost like pushing each of you along and getting you going. And at first you're just going walking pace and you're getting used to it. You're finding your balance. There's a few little slips and wobbles. Derendil especially looks particularly clumsy. He's kind of crouching and trying to get his centre of gravity really low. And as you move further and further along, you start to speed up, and then you're at a running pace, and then you're slightly faster than a running pace, and this weird silken road that just sort of, it's thick and dense. It barely bends under your weight, and you just find yourself absolutely flying, and you all find it pretty, I would imagine, pretty exhilarating. It's quite exciting, but it is quite frightening at the same time. You're hurtling through the darkness, especially those of you that can't see. You've got the light from Daphne's light spell lighting the way, but also Tink, you're like a beacon in the dark. You're like a lighthouse on the Silken Paths, and you feel
like
things. Sorry.
Reverse Heelys, aren't they?
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining.
And you go by like this for probably 1-2 hours. The scenery doesn't really change. It's just these webs as far as the light goes, and those of you with dark vision as far as you can see. After a time, the light spell, you whiz along and you see little eyes reflecting back in the darkness, little red pinpoints of light from the darkness and movement. But you fly by faster than they can react, and you leave them long behind. And then you start to travel through a part of the cavern where the roof comes in low, and it's not far above you, probably only 15 feet up, instead of the huge sort of vast cavern that you can't see. It's now just above your heads, and you can see stalactites all around you. They're not quite low enough that you have to worry about them hitting you, but they're low enough that you worry that they might soon. So if you just want to put yourself in a marching order on the map for me, that would be great. I'm going to put you can spider bait at the sides, sort of supervising. But yeah, put yourselves in a marching order, please.
Assuming we're moving west.
You're moving west, yeah.
Daphne would want to go first with her light spell. Or at
Okay.
least be on the first line.
Yeah. Is that cast on yourself, is it?
I can cast it on an article of clothing that I have, also, or on any object that I might have.
Okay. Sure.
I've
Is
got
that 60 feet, 30 feet bright, 60 feet dim? Is that right, or is it 2040?
I'll look it up.
Thought it was the same with the torch, which is 24 people. I can't remember.
It's 10 feet. No, I'm sorry.
Ah.
It's the object can't be larger than 10 feet. So bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim for an additional 20.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I can cast that on my coat.
Hey.
I'm all shiny.
Yeah, so you see Daphne's coat sort of emitting this radiant light, beautiful light. There we go. You should have. Can everyone see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone can see it. Set the stream. Go on, sorry.
Daphne can only cast one light spell at a time, can't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you would probably want to stick very close to her.
Yeah. Can I move further up in the order, folks? Thank you.
You've got Eldith. You've got Eldith at the back. Daphne, as your roll a perception check for me, please. Actually, anyone near the front? Daphne, Veronica, -5. Sorry, I don't need to tell you that. Okay.
Oh, it's a question mark.
Oh, can you not see what you've rolled?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind that. That's fine. That's fine.
Daphne, as you're sliding along the web, you're at the front. You're glancing to your left and right. You can see the two goblins on the edge, sort of keeping an eye. And as you turn back to look to the front, you think you see one of these stalactites in the ceiling just shift slightly and move.
Okay.
But then you're under it and it's gone. You're not certain, but there was movement.
Okay. I'll let everyone else know. The stalactites are moving, so be on the lookout.
As you pass that back and Spiderbait, they start looking at the ceiling. They start glancing around.
Might be the breath stealers. Might be the breath crushers. Should go quick. Don't go under a stalactite, or they'll have you.
And as you're sliding along, literally as they say that, you suddenly see one of the stalactites seems to just drop and then open up like an umbrella. And starts falling towards you. Roll initiative, please.
That didn't take long.
It didn't.
Initiative. Oh.
Blimey. Winnie. Okay, so this is a bit strange in as at the moment you are kind of you're all moving. So you're moving at about 30. Well, you're moving about 60 feet, I think, around. Which is a bit of a weird encounter, I know, but you've kind of got a choice here. You can try and stop and deal with whatever you find, or you can try and just get low, go fast, and hope that you don't have to deal with whatever it is. So just bear that in mind. I don't know why, but the stream cannot see.
Have you even got a stream token on, have you?
I think so. Should be able to see through Eldith. There we go. Forgot to put the ice cream on. So who is up first? So as you are kind of moving at the moment, but we're going to play it as if just use normal movement and all of that kind of stuff. So if you move backwards, you're basically braking. If you move forwards, you're getting low, you're accelerating, etc. So you can just move as normal, but you need to kind of bear in mind that you are moving. So Malice, you two see something in the ceiling move. You're not sure what.
So hearing them say, probably best to get low speed up and try not to fuck about. I'm gonna just keep heading forward and try and use I'll just use everything for movement.
Okay.
It feels weird getting ahead of people, but I take it that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So movement and action dash.
Okay, so you're already moving at quite a pace. You get low, you bring your center of gravity down low, and you just whip past everyone, and everyone else you would suddenly see Malice gaining speed and flying past you. Yeah, Drodin, you're up. Now that Malice has moved, you all see you see more of these stalactites seeming to let go of the ceiling, and then they open up at the bottom almost like an umbrella. They seem to be drifting down and trying to fall on top of you.
Traden's gonna just do the same thing. He's just gonna scoot on by unless he sees. He's got to get past Tink and Daphne first. I think he'll take half his movement, so he'll slow down a little bit, and then keep an eye out on everyone else as they move. And he will hold a firebolt in case someone gets grabbed.
Okay. Okay.
That's Droden.
Okay. Daphne, you're up. So you've already spotted these things, and that's why you weren't surprised by them.
Yeah. So they've dropped from the ceiling and they're on the same level with us. If I measure the distance, that's the actual distance.
They're kind of a little bit higher. They're starting to drift down.
Okay.
So you could hit them with a ranged. I'm sorry, I don't have a way of doing height, unfortunately. But yeah, so they're probably, the ceiling's probably about 15 foot above you, so not that high. You've seen them let go and start to drop, and it's almost as if they're trying to drop to be at your level as you pass under.
Yeah. So would they be within 60 feet of my range?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I'll basically concentrate and shoot this what would be spider? What eats spiders? It'll be a little mockingbird made out of pure light. I'm gonna shoot it out of my hand.
Go for it.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's close actually. It's not as far as you would think, but the very fact that you're moving along at quite a speed, trying to aim, you're just shy. They don't particularly seem to react to this mockingbird made of pure light, but yeah, unfortunately you're just shy.
I'm going to also move close to it, but not directly under it. So about, and that's my turn. Thank you.
Okay. Eldith is sort of dodges between Bupido and Topsy and Turvy. And flies forward. She is not going to dash. So, I'll look who this one's closest to. So you see this thing in the ceiling. It just drops, and then starts to. It's not very graceful. It's not very coordinated, but it seems to fall and then sidle towards Derendil. Sorry, Veronica. And as it gets closer to him, it opens up, and it looks like this weird, fleshy sort of bag. Those of you with dark vision can see a circle of horrible razor-sharp teeth underneath, and it tries to drop and on top of Derendil. Which unfortunately it does. It literally lands on top of him, engulfs his head. And you can just see Derendil still moving along with this weird thing, this fleshy sack with a sort of barbed head over his head. You can already see him can't see where he's going. You suspect he probably can't breathe either.
I suppose that's my firebolt popping off as well, seeing as Derendil got grabbed.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh.
16.
That is a hit. Let me just check whether what's the...
Whether it's going to hurt Derendil.
Yeah. No, I think unless you miss, I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, that is a hit. Roll damage.
That's 6 whole fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, the you let go of this firebolt. You literally turn and you're facing backwards and still moving. You let this firebolt go, and it hits where would normally be Derendil's head, but there's this weird leathery sack attached. You see parts of its flesh burn off. You see these weird yellow eyes flick open and sort of turn and look at you, but it doesn't let go, and it still seems to be holding on. As this unfolds, where's that one? As this unfolds, you see another just to the south of you, Sevatar, begin to drop down. I'm going to roll a d4. On a 1 to 2, it's Sevatar, and on a 3-4, it's Bupido. Sorry. So you see it let go, and you see it sort of drifting and rudimentary steering. It's not great to drop on top of you, Sevatar. That is a 10. I'm assuming misses.
It does.
It does. So it tries to attach to your head, and you bat it off, and just manage, and it's kind of doing this weird undulation of this sort of fleshy skirt and hovering just slightly above you where you've deflected it. And it is your go.
Okay. I'll draw my rapier, and I'll try to surgically nick the one that's on Derendil's head.
Yeah. What are you using a piercing weapon?
It is a piercing weapon, but I'm trying to slash with it.
Okay. Probably not going to do much. What is it? A rapier?
A rapier, yeah.
Okay. Obviously, if you use a piercing, you might pierce and then pierce Derendil as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I assume it's got a sharp edge for slashing as well. I'm just looking at it, yeah. Yeah, that's fine, as long as you're using it slashing.
And it does say it does piercing damage. At DM's discretion. I've said I'm doing it, so I'll do it.
Okay, well, what I'm going to say is, if you beat its armor class, but not Derendil's, how would other DMs call this? This is an interesting one.
Well, rapiers, if I remember correctly, they are technically sharp on the sides. So it's not particularly sharp effective, or to be wielded as a slashing weapon. So, so I reckon you could use it that way, but it's quite a long blade.
How about we reduce the damage, because I'm not using it as intended.
What's it normally do? It probably doesn't normally do very much anyway, does it?
No, but I'm assuming I'm going to get a sneak attack on this.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You treat it like it's got resistance or something.
So maybe half damage or something.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're actively trying not to stab it straight through Derendil.
So that's the piercing, and the sneak
Okay.
attack would do an additional 4, so 13 total.
Yeah, it's not as effective as you would hope, but you slash the sword across and manage to open up a wound in this weird leathery thing. It's still attached to him, hasn't let go, but you've definitely hurt it. You went for the eyes and managed to sort of catch it there. Any movement or?
Yeah, I would like to move. 10.
Okay, so this,
So
as you
opportunity
move, this
attack.
it does get an opportunity attack. As you try and move, it tries to adjust and drop back onto you, latch onto your head.
I could bonus action disengage.
Yeah, if you like to.
Cunning action, yeah, and then do that as my movement.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's it then.
Okay. Tink. This thing is sort of flapping and hovering just behind you. Sevitar's disengaged, dashed away. There's another one literally covering Derendil's head.
Magic missile. 1 at the one on Derendil's head, 2 at the one just behind me.
Okay.
This is Derendil.
Yeah. Yeah, it hits home. You can smell this weird seafood smell as it burns its flesh. Okay, and that's what, another 5 on the one next to you.
Yeah. How do they look?
The one next to you looks blooded. It is starting to seep this weird sort of dark red blood. The one on Derendil bit bruised and battered, but not really blooded yet.
I
Any
don't want an
movement?
opportunity attack against me, so now I'm gonna stay there.
Okay,
That's fine.
good call. So Derendil, with this thing on his head, he can't really do anything, so he's just clawing at it, trying to get this thing off him, which is a DC. What is it? Ability check, strength check. Can't see what he's rolled. And he manages to just uses his whole action and just rips this thing off his head and throws it, and it just seems to start undulating again and hovers a short distance away. You can see him just trying to get his breath back as the thing obviously stopped him from breathing. Where's this one? Daphne, as you move forward, this one above you suddenly closes this weird leather skirt and seems to gain speed and drop, and then tries to drop on top of you.
Shit. High-pitched voice.
That is pretty terrible. I'm guessing it misses.
It does miss, yes, because my as soon as I'm getting attacked, my body, you see flashes of light from various parts of my body, kind of distracting the opponent. That's my armor class. So, yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, you will see all these flashes of light, and it seems to disorientate this creature, which is used to living in the dark, and it reels away. Malice, top of the round. You see more of these things on the ceiling ahead of you. You kind of recognize them now.
Is it just those two to the... Oh.
That was an accident, sorry.
Okay. I was about to panic, but it's okay. Oh,
It's okay.
There's one in front of me. There's one in front of me. I was not ready for that. I was going to help Daphne, but Daphne's okay. And now there's one right in front of me, so I will fire my crossbow at it.
Okay.
Please don't be shit.
You can
16.
do it.
You can do it. That is a hit.
Thank God. Four.
Okay. Yeah, the crossbow bolt
Yeah.
thunks into it with this wet sound. You can see it sticking out. It's in the ceiling at the moment, the ones in front of you. You can see them sort of hanging on, but you recognise it for what it is, and embed this crossbow bolt into it. Would you like to move, or are you...
Oh, I am still moving, because I only care about myself. I'm going to change my trajectory, and I'm going to kind of try and get between them to continue
Sure.
moving forward.
Yeah. No problem.
And that's it.
Okay, Drodin.
Oh, it's a bit of a sticky wicket now, isn't it? I'm going to firebolt the one next to Tink,
Okay.
because Tink's okay. She's not nice. I mean, I don't think he's really had the opportunity to think, oh, well, fucking missed that, didn't I?
It's not far off. You aim, but you're worried about hitting Tink. You come close. Nearly hits, but not quite.
Yeah,
I say this thing's not very quick. It's quite clumsy.
Well, with that happening, I'm just going to have Drodin move forward slightly further, and that'll be it for him.
Okay. Daphne, you're up.
Right.
I mean, this thing has dropped on you, but you are moving, so you probably will move. It probably will move past. Not shortly after, it will probably be far behind you, but for right now, it's right next to you.
Okay. I will manifest a blade made of pure light in my hand. It will look like a scimitar, and I will try to slash it. And let's see.
Okay, go for it.
That actually walks the way it's intended to. Oh God!
It's a hit.
Oh, it's a 12. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a terrible dice that I picked. I can't even tell what it's called. Right. There's a damage is supposed to be 1d4 plus 1d6 plus my charisma. Let's see if that's what it actually does.
Okay. It does.
It does that. Yes. So 7 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. You strike at it, and you see where your blade of light strikes it. This sort of almost glowing slash across its weird leathery skin. As you do, you've definitely hurt it. It still looks relatively robust, but it knows not to mess with you. That's for sure.
Do I move then?
Well, movement is just kind of happening. If you want to move extra, then you can.
No.
But
No, and it isn't moving with me because it doesn't. If it's not voluntary movement, then neither of us gets an opportunity attack when we're moving out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just treat it as a stationary map,
Oh.
but everything's moving along, sort of thing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the end of my turn, and she will make sure to look back and make sure everyone else is okay. See who might be in most need.
Yeah. So at the moment, behind you, there seems to be one very close to Tink. And one which Derendil has just ripped off and thrown. It's literally ripped it off his head and thrown it. Eldith is gonna dash forward. She sort of gets low. Well, she's a dwarf, she's already low, but she gets lower and scoots forward. Dark Mantle. So this thing is clumsily trying to fly after you, but unfortunately, it's going to get one last attack, and then it will be gone into the distance. Tink, that is pretty much a hit, right? So you are very small. So this thing. Engulfs your head, but it pretty much engulfs probably most of your arms and such as well. So that's 9 points of damage, I'm afraid. It just completely envelops you. You feel it squeeze and crush and squeeze the air out of your lungs. And it just goes dark. You can't see anything. You can't breathe. You can't see. You can barely hear. Harsh. The one that Derendil has thrown off, effectively, it tries to flutter back in, but again, it struggles because he's moving. You're all moving. Definitely harder to hit. And it misses, and then effectively, as far as I'm concerned, you all sort of pass it by. That one's gone. Sevatar. You see one of these things near Daphne. You also see a few on the roof up ahead. Eldith and Malice seem to be going between a gap, trying to get through.
Did you say that this one by Daphne is no longer a threat? It's going to be...
Yeah, effectively after this go, it's going to be behind you. Yeah.
I can see some more up in the distance. So I'm going to trust that Derendil, with his brute strength, and all the other NPCs are going to take care of Tink. I'm hoping. Because I've only got piercing weapons, and if I fire an arrow through that, I'm probably going to skew a Tink. So I'm going to try and deal with the ones in front of me and try and protect everybody that's on their way in that direction. So I'll probably speed up a bit, maybe 20 foot there, and just get my short bow out and katwang.
Okay. That's
For
a hit.
16. Okay, it's just plain old damage, which is a 6 total.
Okay. Okay, yeah, the bolt thunks into it. You can see this. It looks like a stalactite, but you're starting to recognise them now. You can see it sort of slightly shifting. Seems to be sensing you approaching. Ready to drop. Tink.
I'll be up
Oh, sorry. Anything else, Steve? Yeah, Tink.
Our logo looks like a stalactite. He is not
So
strong.
you can make a strength ability check to break out of it.
No, she wouldn't even bother. I'm gonna shock and grasp it.
Okay, from inside, I'll to be honest, I was gonna, well, I don't think it's disadvantage because you're literally touching it. So, but I don't think it's advantage because you're being crushed. So I think a straight roll if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll damage.
Not bad.
How do you want to do this?
You'll hear this mechanical noise coming from inside this thing that Tink's stuck in. Actually, her wings aren't in it, so you'll see her wings sort of go really, really fast until there's an electrical sort of charge you see appear that moves through her body and explodes this thing.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, you just pieces of it just splat all over Bapido and Derendil as you explode this weird thing that just engulfed your head.
Oh,
any
I can
movement?
move.
You
Yeah.
can move.
Oh, but that thing. I
That
don't
thing
really
is
mean-
kind of quite low and hovering next to Daphne. But at the end of this turn, it will be 60 foot behind you. So, well, 30 foot behind you. They can't move fast enough to keep up, basically.
My screen just refreshed, but I would like to move sort of just under Daphne.
Okay. Do you want to go your full, what is it, 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're bleeding and bloody and, well, leaking sawdust or whatever it is.
What the?
I don't know. Sand? What?
Oil.
What oil? It's leaking oil onto the webs. Yeah.
If anything, I'm making it more lubricated.
Derendil's gonna zoom forward. So this one that's attacking Daphne, unfortunately for it, is about 30 foot behind Daphne now. As she zooms forward on the webs, it's lost her, but it sees Bapido and tries to move in and drop on top of him. And does indeed hit.
Stop killing the good NPCs!
I'll try and rescue this one with a short bow.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, literally Daphne whizzes by and it just can't keep up. It probably could dash and keep up, but it would never be able to attack. So even though it's a wild animal, it seems to sense this and just naturally drifts as you all drift by, drops onto Bapido and just engulfs his head. And you do indeed just hear. You can't really tell what he's saying, but it probably started with Bapido. And weirdly enough, it's Bapido's go. He's going to try and get this thing off his head. And he's going to fail abysmally. He fails abysmally. Topsy and Turvy, they're like, stuff this. They don't really like Papido either. So they're going to dash forward. I think we're at the top of the round. Yes, we are. Malice. And these
So
are
I'm gonna go for Sacred Flame on this one who's kind of in the middle. I
Yeah.
went for last time. So that's DC Deck save 12.
Okay.
False. It misses.
Balls.
It goes
I'm
wide.
so sorry. Oh. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the Sacred Flame. Unfortunately, even though it's quite clumsy, just the speed of everything as you're zooming by, just the aim isn't quite right. You don't time it quite right. So unfortunately, it misses.
And I'll continue going forward.
Okay. Drodin.
So in this whole instance, all that's going to happen is Joden's going to throw a firebolt at the one that has just snagged Papido, and then he's going to ignore him after that, and then just carry on. Because then nobody can say he didn't do anything. So firebolt.
You're a
Yep.
good boy.
That's a hit.
Oh wow, okay. If he was a good boy, he'd stop and help. But it's 9 damage on that one.
Okay, you hear this sort of sizzling noise as the firebolt hits this, and the smell of cooking seafood, and you also hear Torpedo sort of like from inside this thing, but it seems to still be holding on tight, stuck on his head. Daphne. Oh, sorry, Jodin. So
Forward,
anything else?
forward 15 feet.
Okay. Yeah, Daphne.
Daphne's gonna keep sliding.
Yeah.
She will. The weapon matter of life will disappear, and she will strike at. I don't know if you can see that map, but the one I'm pointing. Yeah.
Yeah.
With. Just gonna shoot a little purple, shiny magpie out of her hand. What is it? That's it.
It's good. Yeah, it's a hit. Good solid hit. Right in the center of the thing.
Okay, that's gonna be. Yeah. Gonna be a 4. 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay, yeah, everyone would see this radiant magpie just sort of flash forward and just impact into this thing and just seem to engulf it in light. It looks hurt, but not badly yet.
Okay.
Any...
Can I try to navigate myself as I'm basically sliding more towards that then?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
I can't seem to be able to move. Oh.
Have you got the ruler selected?
Yeah.
Whereabouts do you want to go? There?
Yeah, okay. Which I think... that was too far. I think, yeah. Yeah, try to get as close to it as I can. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Good turn. Eldith is just gonna... she's gonna move up behind Malice. She's not gonna try and go too quickly. So that one is gone. I'm losing track of them. Where are we? Sevatar, sorry.
Okay. Anyone in the one next to Daphne is next to Daphne or on Daphne?
Yeah, well, it's above her at the moment. It's sort of starting to drop.
Sneak attack
Hasn't.
worthy or no?
Yeah.
Okay. If I go 30 foot, is it? It's on. It would be a little bit too far away. I tell you what, I'll go a little bit further back, and I'll short bow up to it.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, unfortunately. Just the act of sliding on the webs, there's a slight give in the web at one point. It just bounces you slightly, and unfortunately it ruins your aim.
Okay. I'll then move the remainder of movement up to Daphne. No, can't do that. I was going to do something else, but can't do it. It's okay. Never mind. That's my turn done. Thanks.
If I look back, do I see you sort of dashing towards me?
Maybe.
Look of terror as we're about to crash. And
Could happen. Tink.
I will fire bolt. The one on Pepido's head. I'm sorry, I've given up on RPing Tink. Veronica needs to save Pepido.
Well, you hated him. You loved him, then you hated him. Now you love him again.
No! I've always loved him!
That's a good. That's a solid hit. That's a solid damage as well. Well, how do you want to do it? That's the second one you've got.
How do you want to kill Pepido?
I'd like to do a sort of double attack movements thing where I shoot this firebolt out of my hands and it just pushes it off Pepido's head, but I also use it to propel me backwards.
Nice. Fancy.
I don't want to get too close to that one.
Basically, all we need is disco music, and this is pretty much a roller disco, isn't it? Nice. Derendil is just gonna move forward. It's full movement. You see him sliding past you, Sevatar. He's not very kind of like struggling to stay on his feet, but he's doing it. This one that you shot at, Sevatar, that's just above Daphne. Again, it seems to time it as you're passing underneath, and just drops down, tries to drop onto Daphne's head.
shit.
Sorry about the dog. That is a 15. That's
That's
a miss.
Yes.
Yeah. So as it comes in, you just manage to just duck out of the way and just move your head so that it just flutters to the side of you. It's still sort of hovering there, but it doesn't engulf your head. Nice. Another one comes in. I'm going to roll a d4. 1 to 2, it's Malice. 3 to 4, it's Eldith. Sorry, the dice seem to like the PCs tonight. As you're passing under, this one drops on top of you, Malice. That is a 15.
Yeah.
Sorry. For 8 points of crushing damage, as this thing that goes dark, this thing just engulfs your head. I'll move it just below you, but it's on your head. And then one more. We'll try to. Oh, I didn't think that through, did I? I moved it in front of Sevatar. I'm going to roll a d4 though. Sorry, Sevatar. 12, I'm assuming misses.
You miss.
Yeah, this thing, you're just moving too quickly. It misjudges it. Drops at the wrong time. Misses Derendil and then misses you. Curses. And everyone else will just zip forward. So we're back to the top of the round. Any that aren't on anybody's head are pretty much gone. So that is the one on Daphne didn't get her, did it? The one on Sevatar didn't get her. It's just the one on Malice's head that is left. You're all zipping along now. These things are behind you. There's no more of them that you can see in the air, but you can just see Malice still sliding, grasping her hands on this thing, trying to pull it off. And Malice, it's your go.
So I imagine this to be like a bit of like a squid shape.
It is a bit like a squid, yeah, but with this sort of weird. It's almost got like a skin between its legs, if that makes sense. So it forms a kind of
squid.
Webbed
an
tentacles.
umbrella squid, webbed tentacles.
So I imagine it's got the bit that's over my head, and then there's its head above that, or
Yes.
whatever. Would I be able to grab a dagger off my belt and stab it?
Yeah.
So it's just my head it's on, isn't it?
It is just your head, yeah. Yeah, I'll let you have a straight roll for that.
Okay. So
yeah,
19.
That's a hit.
Don't catch yourself in the eye.
I'm reaching up. That's why I was checking its anatomy. So it's just a 3. I'm flailing a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard work to you're trying not to stab yourself in the head. You do feel the knife go in, and it doesn't go in you, so that's a bonus. It hasn't let go though, unfortunately.
Okay.
Anything else?
Don't think there's anything else I can do.
Okay.
I'd have to swap like what hand my one dagger was in for 2 weapon fighting, wouldn't I? So it's not really the same.
No. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you could do that. It's a nice thought.
No. No.
It's horrible when
it.
you're low level, isn't it? And you've only got like 1 attack.
Yep.
Drodin. So these things are gone now. Oh, there is one on Burpedo, isn't? No. It missed, didn't it? Or did it? Yes.
I killed it.
You killed it.
So, Droden is going to just kind of like scoot around Darendil and Sevatar, and getting a good view of the one that's grasping on Malice's face.
Yeah.
He's going to pull his little spell book out from the inside of his coat, in his little inside pockets, flick through that, and then he's just going to go, fuck it, and throw out a magic missile. Which I had already put the thing in for, because I was going to use it elsewhere.
Okay.
So that's 9 total damage.
9 total damage. Excellent. Yeah, this. I mean, Malice, you would feel the impacts as something hits this thing. Thankfully, it doesn't. Doesn't seem to hurt you. It still doesn't let go, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's badly wounded. You can see the blood seeping down now, running onto Malice. You still can't see her face. Daphne. Sorry, unless there's any movement, Jim.
Nah, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, Daphne, you're up.
I'm looking at the one that's by what? That one.
Yeah, it's on Malice's head.
Would Daphne know if she can possibly hurt it without hurting Malice as well?
I mean, it does have a portion of its head which is above hers, so you could hit it without hurting her. If you had a particularly bad miss, then yeah, there's a chance that you might hurt her as well.
I think, given that we're sliding on a web, she's not gonna sit there and put too much thought into it. She's just gonna try to attack it. Throwing a little magpie made of purple light.
Hey, there's a hit.
It's
just yeah. Believe it or not, it's a hit. Yeah. Okay, how do you want to do this?
It just flies over and basically just bites.
Okay. You just see it take this thing off her head. It just dies and falls to the side. Malice, how are you looking? Are you bleeding or? Are you...
I'm pretty rough. I'm about half health. I'm very grateful for the short rest we had last session.
So with that final killing blow, these things, those that dropped on you, are dead, and those that didn't have fallen behind, and they're long behind, and everyone closes back up, and you find yourself sliding forward again. Well, what would you like to do?
Oh, you got the crushers. Well done.
Is everyone all right?
Keep going.
Does anyone have healing?
Not enough for what's going on with you.
No.
How far away are we from this resting place?
About 30 minutes. We keep going fast. We can rest.
Keep going. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, let's push through.
Okay, you goblins give you a nod, a sort of respectful nod. Everyone closes up. You just keep sliding along. After probably about 20 minutes, you can feel the slickness on your shoes start to reduce, and then after probably only 5 minutes, you suddenly find you slowly sort of come to a natural stop. You'll find yourself stood on the webs.
Right, so if we just go a little bit further along, there should be a cave in the cliff wall that we can camp in if that's what you wish to do. I mean, I will warn you, this is goblin territory, but if we stay out of sight, we should be fine.
So we're going up to the cave, but we're staying outside of the cave?
Prefer to go inside, but it's up to you. Obviously, we are cornered.
But there might be goblins inside. Is that not what you said?
Well, if we pick the wrong cavern, yes, there might be. They're kind of nomadic, like us. They move on. So sometimes they'll be there, and sometimes they won't.
So how do we
The
not...
goblin... Sorry. Go on, sorry.
I'm sorry. How do we not pick the right cabin, then?
Well, I don't know, really. You just gotta check. Be cautious. I mean, we can always make a deal. They're always open for deals. I mean, whilst we're talking about deals, obviously this is the first day. And, well, you paid for a day. So, do we leave you for here? Or are you gonna pay us for more?
That's all I had.
Yeah, I don't really have any money. Paint a nice portrait of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How nice.
That's if you want to take payment in that, then I can do that. But I don't have any money.
Do you have a portfolio I could peruse?
I'm afraid I didn't bring it with me when I was abducted into a prison in the Underdark.
Not a tale as old as time.
I have a bedroll that I don't need. Might be a comfy
Okay.
night for you.
Alright, one bedroll and a portrait. What do you reckon?
And he turns to the other goblin. Just kind of just gives him a smirk and nods back.
A portrait of both of us? Looking heroic.
I can try to do that.
Okay, let's get in this cave then. Or not. It depends what you want to do.
And as the sort of you're walking now along the web, again the slickness has gone out of your boots, and up ahead you can see the cavern wall of this chasm. There's lots of little tiny caves in. Was probably some sort of river ran through here at some point, and it's lots of little caves that sort of go in and then come back out.
But I mean, take your pick, really. Take your pick.
They just gesture at the wall.
Let me make any kind of educated guess. So maybe look for tracks or paths leading into one, or any kind of cobwebs over another, or if there's one that looks particularly disused.
Sure. Yeah, you can roll investigation or survival or nature. I'll let you roll any of those for that sort of check.
Let's go for survival.
We stop the combat music. Sorry.
I think a river ran through here once.
Yeah, yeah. They all look pretty much unused. There's cobwebs everywhere here. You can't see any discernible tracks. There's no. There's not really a lot of webs over these caves, so it looks like. Well, spiders haven't put webs across them, so maybe spiders don't like them. You're struggling to tell. You can't see any signs of campfires. There's no marks on the walls. Yeah, you can't.
Pick one out that looks like there's enough space for all of our menagerie of NPCs and people that we've accumulated.
Yeah, sure.
And that might eliminate or reduce the choice that we've got somewhat, and then I'll sort of say I can maybe try and sneak in a little bit further in, make sure it's clear.
Okay, do you want to stealth and work your way in? Don't think I've got a map. Yeah, everyone else would just see Sevatar silently step into this cave and disappear just inside the mouth. Do you want to do another perception for me or investigation, whichever you prefer? Yeah, you edge in and you look in. You find one that doesn't seem to have another doesn't have an entrance and an exit. It just seems to be a cave that ends. You can see the remnants of a fire in the back of this cave, but it's quite old. It looks very old, in fact. You don't see anything moving. You don't see any evidence of anyone staying here. It looks pretty abandoned, and for a long time.
Come back out and report that to everybody. It's been inhabited before. A stopover maybe of these goblin folk, but not for a long time. We should still be cautious, of course, but it seems as safe as we're going to get for the time being, and on solid ground.
Well, that's good to know. Got some painting to do. Other than that, we should set up watches probably. Try to get as much rest as we can, especially those most injured.
Yes, what were those things? I can't say I've ever came across their like before. Tink, Malice, you do look the worse for wear. That was horrible experience, like being smothered. If you'd like to talk about it, then my ears are open.
Hey? Talk about what?
Aren't ears always open?
Well, yes, but you can still choose not to listen. I'm just saying, it was a traumatic thing. If you wish to, get things off your chest, then
Malice walks past.
okay. Pull that off that.
You see the
Where I
way
come
I
from,
plastered it off Pepido's head? That was really cool.
it was impressive. I have to. The fact that you didn't take Papido's head with it was equally impressive. Papido likes his head. That is true.
You do look better with it, Pupido, well, I have to admit.
I mean, where would I put a hat if I did not have my head? So yes. So what is the plan? Do we do watches? Do we have enough food? What do we have to eat?
What do we have left?
Pido is hungry.
Party resources. We have 13 food, 10 water.
That is enough for. Yeah, that is. I think you've already. Just looking at my notes, you've already eaten and drank today, so that's enough. So you've got enough, and you've got enough for tomorrow as well.
Yuko, Spiderbait, what do you normally eat when you're out here traversing these, or surfing the web, as you put it?
We just eat whatever's in the cocoons.
Okay. Oh,
If you know what I mean.
He points.
He points outside the cave mouth, and you can see these sort of whatever it is, wrapped up inside these cobwebs.
Unfortunates.
yeah.
Didn't we save someone that was in a cocoon?
You did. There is a halfling with you still. Yeah, sorry, Daphne wouldn't know that, would she? Yeah, you had rescued a halfling from a cocoon.
I was there, yes.
Oh, you were there?
Well, I wasn't, but definitely.
You'd think we'd just say, oh, like the halfling fellow.
Yes, that one.
Are you saying I would have been dinner if I hadn't have been rescued by these fine folk?
Sounds like it.
Pretty much. Waste not, want not. I mean, if we weren't meant to eat people, why would they be made out of meat?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that, but
You'd have been eaten by the spiders if not for anything else. So I think the consumer is really irrelevant at that point.
I would like to say that makes me feel better, but it does not. But thank you all the same for rescuing me. I mean, a deal is a deal. I would just like to get out of here, and I'll happily help you find that tomb that I talked about.
Yeah, the tomb.
What did I take off him?
What did you take off him? Oh God, sorry, I'm not very prepared.
Oh, I didn't take notes. That's on me.
I'll just tell you. Hang on. Where is it?
I think it was a Holy Avenger.
I like your like your cheek, but you'd taken off him a potion, I believe, and a piece of parchment which talked about a lost tomb near the Dark Lake.
Completely forgotten about that section of the session.
Sorry, that's my fault for not summarising it. It was quite a while ago now.
Yeah.
There was this thing that he didn't understand, so I said I wanted to take a look at it, and then I just kept it.
Okay, I'm trying to find my notes. Sorry.
That's all right. I guess because I'd spend the time. Now we're sitting down, taking a look at it. So I guess
Yeah.
I can take a look at the potion.
Okay, yeah, you wouldn't take you long to realise that it looks like a healing potion.
I guess it's
I'll
not
find the
getting
notes for the other stuff, and I will give you the info by the
Right.
end of the rest period. How would you like to proceed? How are you preparing your camp? Are you doing watches, or are you just sleeping?
We're definitely doing watches.
Jordan
Yeah,
doesn't. Oh,
I
Karen.
can do the first watch while I'm painting this lovely faces.
With trance, it only takes 4 hours for the drow, so I think it's easy enough to do watches, isn't it?
Yeah. Jordan and Malice can take opposite
Oh, I've
watches
got trance as
with
well.
someone.
I can do that.
Yep.
See in the dark, so I might just sleep.
Well, you could take your watch with me and use dancing lights and to light the area up. And if you need any help with any of the magical stuff you want to look at, I can help out as well. I have some arcane study.
Okay. I mean, I don't think we should use dancing lights because that's just telling
well.
people, "Hello, we're here."
Well,
Dinner's ready.
so
I'm sorry, Veronica. It was not a potion of healing. I am incorrect. It was a potion. You spend a little time. It does have a little note on it, which written on the label, which says potion of invisibility. The item that you had was like a piece of strange metal that looked like it had been broken off something. Slightly odd.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, what Tink's gonna do, if Droden will help, is like get a blanket and ask for dancing lights under the blanket so that we're not attracting people, but she can take a proper look at the thing.
yeah, he can throw. He doesn't actually use his bedroll, so he can throw that over the dancing lights until the fucking goblins take it tomorrow.
Okay.
With the floating balls of light.
Tink would try
Okay.
to work out what it was a part of before.
Okay, roll investigation for me.
Jordan will help. You need advantage.
I don't know if I do.
Go for it.
Oh no, it doesn't fucking look like you do. God damn.
Look like you do. You're looking at this piece of metal, and from what you can, it's hard to say. But whatever it is made of, it is incredibly light. In fact, so light, it's weird. It seems to be made of metal, and it doesn't bend, it doesn't give. It's very tough, but it is incredibly light. And in fact, as you play with it, you hold it in your hand and you move your hand down, and it seems to moves slower than you would expect. So it almost doesn't catch up with your hand for a second. It sort of drifts slowly into your hand. It's not natural. Whatever it is, it's magical of some kind. It looks like a piece of decoration of something. It's finely worked and it's got very intricate patterns. woven into it, but other than that, it's hard to say what it is. It doesn't look like an item. It looks like a piece of something which has been broken off.
The nugget of purest green.
Yes.
Obsessed with that bit.
Okay. Thinkwood at some point after playing with it for a while, like, she's got her tinker's tools, I think, so she'd like really have a look at the weight of it and what it takes to bend it to work all this out, and then she'd throw off the blanket and really excitedly explain this all to Droden.
He'll be
Oh,
there, kind of like nodding intently, but not really understanding because he didn't see any of this, and having no idea what it could relate to. He'd be like, "Oh well, very curious item that we found then, or the."
I experienced a metal like it.
No, I don't know. I don't think I know of anything that would match its description or function.
Argus
Matt, if we
pipes
could
up.
find some more of this. Oh, sorry.
No. That is that from my bag?
I don't know what you're talking
Yes.
about.
That's from the last tomb that I was talking about. Apparently, that is a piece of the door.
So this is the tomb we're going to.
It's the tomb I was looking for. I mean, there was a big group of us, and obviously I am the last one now. I kind of given up on the idea, if I'm honest. But purportedly, this tomb is part of a city that a flying city of days gone by, and it crashed to the ground in some sort of great calamity thousands of years ago. I don't know exactly, but I hear that there is a great artifact in this tomb, like a great weapon of light in there.
Floating city.
But
That would explain why it's like this, and she'll demonstrate the way it falls.
yeah, it almost falls like a feather. It's
Never mind this artifact. If we can get more of this metal, imagine the applications it could have.
I think if you've placed, then you wouldn't care about the metal. I hear there's great treasures in there, and that it's near the dark lake, somewhere submerged. Well, you'd have to go in the water, but great treasures. But to be honest with you, I'd given up on the idea. There was 9 of us, and I'm the last one. Kind of got chased. We ended up on the webs. We got chased away from the lake by these, well, great big hyena-headed creatures. Vicious, horrible. Like in some kind of weird, rabid fervor, they were just... Yeah, we just legged it. Well, we tried. 4 of us got had by them, and the rest of us slowly got picked off by the spiders and the goblins here.
Are we on watches at the moment, or is everyone still awake?
Who's taking a watch? If you want to roll perception, whoever it is.
Yeah, I was gonna take the first one along with the goblins.
I was just gonna say, I
Okay.
would turn to everyone and ask if they recognised what creatures he was talking about.
Daphne wouldn't.
I mean, anyone can roll a nature check if they want to work out what they are.
What I was waiting to hear.
Yeah,
Apparently
that sounds like gnolls
Apparently I rolled
to
twice.
you. Malice, you're not sure what a hyena is. Drodin, you're pretty sure they're probably talking about gnolls. Or he is talking about gnolls.
Just relay that rather plainly and be like, yeah, they're just these strange canine-like creatures called gnolls. They're like pack monstrosities or pack beasts. I don't know like they are specifically. They like to roam around and pillage. They're like goblins, but angrier.
Hey, now,
Jager,
beast.
you're pretty sure they're talking about werewolves.
Furry then.
On the furry side, yeah.
We'll be fine. That sounds very flammable.
Daphne, you spend the your watch roll a perception for me with these two goblins, sort of trying to do a heroic pose.
Yeah, I've rolled one. It's right above Drodin's first roll.
Okay, great stuff. Yeah. You don't really hear anything. You're quite engrossed in your drawing,
Yes.
painting away, but yeah, goes with your shift seems to go without much trouble. Do you want to roll a performance check to see how good this picture is?
I have the supplies, so yeah.
You just like doing it, like scratching it into a piece of rock or something.
So he's gonna use the
You've got all your stuff back, so
He's-
your equipment was recovered. So if you had supplies on your character, you would have got them out of the chest back
Sure,
at
sure.
Balkan Valve.
use charcoal sticks to sort of sketch it out, and then she would use multiple colors, like almost like a watercolor result in the end. And she's using the light, and she's just kind of moving it about, trying to find the right angle, like the light spell. So yes, not really paying as much attention to the watch as she should have. As focused as she seems the rest of the time while she's doing that, she just kind of seems lost in it.
If you get below a 5, I want to see a Microsoft Paint version of this.
Yeah.
Something has to replace my shit bullet drawing.
Yeah, I mean it's it's far better than your shit bullet drawing, Jim. I'm afraid.
It was a good bullet drawing.
No, his actual real bullet drawing was brilliant, but the in-character one wasn't. Yeah, you focus probably a bit too much on the art and not quite enough on the watch, but you do manage to come up with something quite good. A slightly artistic interpretation of them, but you make them look slightly more heroic. And they sort of, after you finish, they come round and look over your shoulder. They're both looking over your shoulder.
Oh, is that what I look like? I look good.
Well, yeah, that is. So I try to see past your physical qualities and try to paint you in a way that represents more than that, if you will.
I feel like someone has seen me for the first time. It's marvelous. I'm inclined to give you a second day for free.
I mean, if you would be, if we get another chance, I can try to do another one of you. If you let me have a read on you, then that might give you a better idea of your emotional state, and then try to make that part of the result.
What's emotional state?
You know, sometimes you're angry and sometimes you're sad. Those are
Yeah.
two of the states. There's other ones.
And that's emotional, is it?
Yes.
Well, I'm impressed. I wish I could make art like that. Yeah, I agree. Second day is the least we can do.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for letting me see you.
Thank you for seeing us. Have you got goblin blood in your
Oh, no, common misconception. It's, I'm an Asima. I'm from a weird race of angels. They're green and bold.
green bald angels? Perhaps you're goblin angels.
Oh, sure?
I mean, that might be why you know about motionals.
Goblins traditionally emotional?
I didn't know what emotional was until you just told me.
Well, everyone is emotional. Everyone experiences emotions. Very few exceptions.
Yeah, definitely a goblin angel there. With all the, what's the word?
They look at each other and kind of shrug.
You know, that word. The word for thinking about things.
The other one just shrugs and they take their picture and wander off, fight over it for a little bit. They kind of both want to, both want to have it, but after a while they go and curl up in a corner and go to sleep. Who would you like to wake up for the next watch?
Did anyone declare they wanted to do the second watch?
I can do it. I've rolled anyway, so.
Okay. Avatar, you are. Can everyone just arrange themselves? I know there isn't a cave as such. I will draw a cave on. Let's say this is the cave, and this is the entrance.
You'd always have a handy dandy cave available.
Yeah. Really badly drawn cave. Yeah, just pop yourselves where you want to be.
Droden.
Hello.
And why can't I move?
You got the wrong thing selected.
Right, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Just because I was just asking because I was talking to Droden before, so I assume I'd be next to.
Avatar, you take your watch. Everyone else is quietly sleeping behind you. And you fall asleep. You don't mean to. You kind of concentrate and you find yourself nodding a couple of times. Your head starts to go and you kind of try and slap your face and try and keep yourself awake. But then your head nods and you feel like it's a split second, but then as you bring your head back up, you see this little greenish brown face with pointed ears. It's just got a dagger right under your throat, and you realise there's a goblin stood right in front of you. It's got his hand in your pocket and a knife to your throat, and he seems quite surprised that you're awake.
Don't say a word. Quiet now.
You think you've perhaps made the wrong mark. There's no wealth here, I'm afraid, friend.
Got any food?
Also, something we're a bit lacking of.
Well, maybe we'll eat you.
We're also hungry. There's no meat on us, I'm afraid.
Take that nice shiny sword.
You can't eat that.
I can sell it. We'll sell it to the fish face. Empty your pockets. What do I like? As you're so courteous, I would like you to be quiet while I go and search your friends.
I have a question to ask as he says this.
Yeah.
Trance means we don't sleep, it just means we're semi-conscious. So is there a chance that both me and Malice might have overheard all of this going on?
Yeah, I'll let you roll a perception, see if you hear it. Anyone that's an elf, basically, I guess.
Well, yeah, well, I have trance as well, so does that mean I wouldn't have fallen asleep in the first place?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Or maybe you
But
just fell slightly too
it's a lack
deeply
of
into your meditation.
lack of concentration.
Yeah. You just meditated a bit too deeply. Yeah, Malice, you just hear, you can hear these quiet voices, and it just brings you slightly out of your meditation. Yeah, sorry, Steve. Yeah, you wouldn't have fell asleep, but you just found yourself drifting into a meditative state.
Yeah.
If I hear them, I'll kind of look around and I'll try and catch Droden's eye and be like,
I don't think Jordan's noticed.
No, I don't think Droden doesn't seem to have noticed you. Steve, as this is all unfolding, this goblin has still got this knife to your throat. You can see a few others outside the cave now. You can see two smaller ones sort of edging in along the walls, and then a slightly bigger looking one wearing sort of leather armor with big spiky shoulders, slightly taller than the others, probably about 4 foot tall, quite tall.
Before I didn't get too far in, and I've sort of got the measure that there's more of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening while he's told me to empty my pockets.
Yeah.
So, be slowly emptying my pockets, and the bag of ball bearings all over the floor.
Okay.
I think the sound of a lot of ball bearings hitting the floor would do it.
Yeah, I'll let you roll another perception. I'll let everyone roll a perception check, see if they...
how long is it since we settled down for the rest?
Well, Daphne's watch has gone by, so it's a couple of hours. It's 2 hours.
2 hours, and we're into the second watch, aren't we? Okay.
Got naught. Poor Tink, sorry. You got 0.
Very sleepy. Very injured.
Yeah, Droden, no. I'm really sorry. Oh, have you got advantage? Or is it just rolling it twice?
It just keeps rolling it twice, I don't know why.
If your elves have advantage on perception.
Oh, do they?
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that.
You unfortunately you're really enjoying this meditation. You've got yourself into this real beautiful Zen state where you just you're filtering out the outside world. So unfortunately, no, you don't hear it.
My mistake, Jim. It's not advantage. It's
Proficiency.
Proficiency.
Yeah. So I got 9 the first time, and then 13 when Jago got the fucking ball bearings on the floor, and Jordan is still just like holding his book in his little trance.
Yes, he's just sat there. Malice is like, you're just like.
I'm looking really smug with myself, and then a couple of bearings hit Tink on the head. Ding, ding. I'm like, no.
No, even that wouldn't wake Tink up with a 0.
Makeshift pillow.
Okay, what you got? Show me.
I've got a torpedo. I show.
I think everyone would wake up at a shout. this goblin is going to take a strike, unfortunately. Hang on. It's supposed to be a dagger. It says scimitar. Hang on. Just got to add the weapon in. That's a 9, which I'm assuming pretty much misses.
Yeah.
Almost certain. So you shout torpedo, which would rouse everyone from their sleep. This goblin gets a surprise attack on you, but unfortunately for him, you just dodge back.
Since I was already aware, could I
Yes.
take a surprise attack on the goblin, seeing that he's just tried to attack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not going to
Yeah,
say my
go for
friend,
it.
but we'll say my ally.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
There's no friends in this group, is there really?
No friends.
No.
We just know each other. Known each other for longer.
Jordan's tried to make friends.
You're the goodest boy.
I mean, he's not as good as others, but he's still trying to be friendly.
I mean, he's no
No,
Cedric,
this is
sure.
7.
No, unfortunately, you fire your crossbow and it just pings off the cave just above
We're
their
doing
heads.
really shit.
They're onto us. Let's get them. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
I can see, but for the purposes of this fight, we had no light, so I wouldn't be able to see, assumably. And same for anyone else without dark vision.
Okay.
Just saying that for the light sources out there.
The moment you said it, I was like, right, dancing lights, okay.
I can take your vision away, don't worry. There we go.
I can. Okay.
Is it dark now?
No, but I'm okay with that. I won't matter.
Promise.
There you go. How about now?
No, it's still not dark.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave it like that then. Right, who's up first? It is Sevatar. It's not surprising that you knew what was going on, is it really?
Yeah. So, you want the nice shiny sword? Yeah. Let me assist. Damn it!
Getting shit talked.
No,
And
unfortunately.
I offer him the handle.
You thrust out, but he just
yeah.
steps aside.
Bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
Run away to behind the big guy.
Fair play. Daphne, you awake. You've just literally finished your watch. You've not been asleep long, and you just hear "Torpedo!" shouted out.
The rally
you come
cry.
You come to see Sevatar retreating back into the cave. You might be muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
It's
I'll
all right.
roll out of bed. I'll manifest the dagger metal of light in my hand. Walk up to him, and as a bonus action, I will cast this. Right, there's a logon on that. So, and then I'll attack. So I'm rolling a d8 to see what effect goes on top of my attack.
Okay.
That's 5. Okay. So I'll make an attack with a dagger.
go. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so that does. That's all right. Sorry, need to add an extra thing. So that radiant damage, and then because of the other spell, also does cold damage.
Okay.
Just like a smite spell.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I hit it, there's an extra 2d6 cold damage.
2D, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I assume you're attacking this guy, not spider bait.
No, the where was he?
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Oh, he was on the edge of the cliff. I don't think I can reach him. So I've only got 30 feet.
You probably were asleep next to them, so
Okay.
yeah, you can get to them. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Okay. How do you want to do it? Completely destroy him.
Yeah, as the diagonal of light sort of slides to his sides, then that whole area starts freezing. And then as I remove the dagger, it takes an entire piece of his body that's completely frozen out of him.
Yeah, he just drops instantly dead to the floor.
Yeah, they just seeing their panting eyes flickering in light, so the tattoo of the sort of magpie in the side of my eyes flashing a little bit. Just kind of agitated, trying to see if there's more enemies.
Okay. Yeah, and indeed that you can see some others outside the cave moving towards. Good stuff. Drodin. That goblin's dead, so he doesn't get a turn.
I mean, sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to warn the others that I can see 3 of them coming. And I'll just stand guard there.
Okay.
So, Joan's going to hear the shout for Pedo and see all the commotion go down. And he's going to be like, oh, goblins are in the cave. And then he'll have a moment of like, why wasn't I aware that goblins gotten into the cave? It's like, oh, I forgot to set my fucking alarm spell. And then he's gonna like just really irritated, like get up onto his feet, and he'll move over. Initially, he was gonna make a jab and be like, "Malus, why didn't you say anything?" But then I realised he'd been dumb and forgot to put alarm on anyway. So, and then he's just gonna throw a fireball out through the. No, he'll do dancing lights. He'll stay where he was and do dancing lights.
Okay.
So I will draw some little lights for everyone.
Okay, where would you like them?
I have one here, one here, one here, and then I'll put one out here as well, actually.
Okay. No worries. Okay.
And that's it, because casting it is a full action, which I didn't know.
Okay.
I was certain it was a bonus action, but apparently not.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently.
Concentration as well, right?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Okay.
Dancing like shit. In hindsight,
Appreciate it.
not a useful spell.
No, not well. What does it do? Doesn't it give advantage though?
No, it's literally just 4 lights. You create 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for duration. As a bonus action, you can move them. A light must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell. Yeah, it sheds light in a 10-foot radius. Oh, cracking. Alright, that's it for me.
Okay. Seeing this unfold, Goblin is gonna move across until it sees someone, and it sees Daphne. And you see it pull back this short bow with a creak and let the arrow fly at Daphne. As a 19, which I'm pretty sure probably hits at level 2.
That only hits.
Okay. That's for 3 points of piercing damage as this arrow thunks into you. As this goblin comes in, you see another one. This one is slightly bigger, probably about 4 foot tall, leather armor, spiked shoulders. His skin's slightly grayer, less green. And again, he sees you. You've just literally just murdered one of his goblins. He lets out this kind of and just reaches over his shoulder, grabs a javelin, and launches it at you.
Okay.
So 14 misses, I believe.
Yes.
And this javelin, you just duck to the side and it clangs off the wall without really making much contact. And you see this goblin just dash to the cave wall to the side.
Okay.
Tink.
Tink will sort of stir as she was so deeply asleep and blink her eyes open and be like, I was trying to sleep, and just throw a firebolt at the only one that she can currently see.
Never disturb the Tink's sleep. Oh, I thought that was a 20 for a second. It just rolled onto 14. That's a hit, though.
Wow.
You want to do it?
It's so effortless without even trying to aim. She sees the thing that woke her up. She just blasts it on fire and puts her head back down.
Put your head back down.
Yeah. She's still
And then the alarm clock off in the morning.
You keep killing the goblins just before their go. It's uncanny. It was that goblin's go. He doesn't get a go anymore. Oh no, hang on. No, it's not that goblin. It's another one. Okay. You see another. They're obviously you get the feeling that they're pressed against the wall. You see him run into sight. And again, I'm sorry, Daphne. You're the first person they see. So you see another bow drawn back, and it just clatters off the wall. It's just a poorly aimed shot. You just you don't even have to flinch. It's just it came nowhere near you. Derendil is gonna groggily get to his feet and sort of stagger forward a little bit. Oh, what's going on? Anything I can do? And that's all he's gonna do for now. Torpedo looks up from his sleep and just the Torpedo is sleeping. Deal with this, and does nothing. Malice, you're up.
He is the corporate wanker of this game. He is his own corporation. Oh shit, what am I doing? I am going to try again with the crossbow.
Okay.
At the tall one with the armor, it seems. Because he's the only one I can see. So 19.
Yeah, that's a hit, yeah. Can you see the tall one with the armor?
Is he the... Oh no, sorry, he's the one that's just died, isn't he?
No, the tall one with the armor
He's
sort of
hugging the cliff.
threw a javelin and then dashed aside. So you
Okay,
might
so I'll
have to
run
move.
off. Slightly behind Darendil,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can see these two
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So is one of those the tall one with the armor?
No.
No. Okay, then I'll just go for the
The tall
one.
one with the armor moved up here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
He threw a javelin and then dashed aside.
Okay, well, it'll just have to be the one that I can see then. So that dude. So
Yeah.
5 piercing damage.
Nice. You strike him full in the gut. Let's have a little. And he looks badly hurt. Not quite dead, but badly hurt.
And I will use the rest of my movement just to kind of back up again a little bit.
Sensible. Can't criticize that.
And that's it.
Okay. Aldith's gonna move forward on her little dwarf legs, and she will. Actually, she doesn't have a short sword. She lost it on the web, didn't she? She fumbled two times in a row, so she's just got a shield up, looking a bit worried because she hasn't really got any way to help. Yuk and Spiderbait just seem to like hold their hands up, unfortunately, and just they look at you apologetically, but they don't seem to want to get involved, and they move deeper into the cave. And we're back to the top of the round with Sevatar.
I think you might be muted somehow, Steve.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming I haven't got line of sight to those two there, so I'm going to move up along the edge of the.
If you can see them, you can see them. But yeah, there might be people
Okay.
in your way.
I'm just thinking for shooting through.
Through Derendil. Yeah, you would have to aim low, and there's a danger of a pod shot there.
Yeah, and I'll just try and get a better line of sight there, and fire an arrow from the short bow. Go for the nearest one.
Hey. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's a good hit.
6 damage.
How do you want to do it? It's already been shot once by Malice. The second one
Malice
finishing
hit
it
with
off.
Crossbow.
Crossbow, yeah.
So it's like it happens in really quick succession. So there's no sooner as the crossbow bolts hit it in the chest, my arrow hits it in the shoulder and it kind of spins it and it just falls off the cliff. You just did it do like a
Yeah, you see it just drop, and the one behind it looks really surprised, like oh, as its friend dies.
That's going to be it for me.
Daphne.
Right. Daphne remembers there was some sort of leader figure ahead, so she's gonna have a look to see if someone is in dire need, and not seeing anyone in that kind of set. Gonna run out 10 feet, 15, and 20, and attack him with a dagger.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah, roll damage.
Ten points of radiant damage.
What? So what is it? D4 plus a D6. What's that? What's that then?
So the D6 is the influence I'm spending each round on it. So
Okay.
it's like a sneak attack kind of.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a resource
Oh,
that
yeah.
I spend on various things, but I'm automatically spending it on this at the moment. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good. You drive the knife in, and then there's the sort of flash of light as you do so, and he does reel back. But he's still up and he looks pissed now.
Okay.
But it's a good solid hit.
Yeah, I can't do anything else, fortunately. So.
Okay. Drodin.
Jordan's only going to be moving forward slightly, so that he can have a look at the area outside the cave. Because if he does anything else, he's going to break his dancing lights.
Okay.
So yeah, he's. Oh wait, I've just realised I've stepped right in front of Servitor. So he won't go.
I can
It's
move.
full
Yeah.
move.
You trust Sevatar?
Yeah, but I don't want to be an obstruction. So he'll stand like vaguely behind Darren Dill and just kind of like peek out from the edge and see what's
Yeah.
going on. And that's it.
Okay. You keep your dancing lights going.
Yeah, at least until things look worse. It looks like everyone's got a pretty good handle on it.
Okay. Right. So the goblin. Seeing its boss under attack. It's going to run in. Daphne, you hear it running up behind you. Lets out a little squeal of a battle cry and swings its scimitar at you.
Yep, that'll hit.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
Oh, hang on. That's your damage, isn't it? Hang on. What's going on there? Ignore that. I don't know what happened there. It's a glitch. 5 points of slashing damage. So it just comes screaming in, slashes you across the back with its scimitar.
Yeah, I'm bleeding a bit.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's the boss's go now. He sees this goblin coming in, and as you get attacked from behind, raises his scimitar and slashes at you as well. Oh, that should be with advantage, but I'll just do the second one.
Yeah.
So 19.
Yeah, the 19 hits.
They're all hiding in the cave and leaving you to take them all on your own. So that's another 7 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, I'm in a dire state.
Oof. Yeah, so there's a spray of blood. You're still standing, barely, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm a couple of hit points away from not standing.
Okay. Tink, you're up.
Hearing that the battle isn't done, she will, I guess, use half her movement to actually get up and use the other half to hopefully...
Are you still sat lying down?
I said, and I committed, she put her head back down to go back to sleep.
You did.
Oh, okay. I can't see anything. And Tink is not stupid enough to
Hang on a sec. It should be.
I assumed it was based on the cave entrance and the fact that I've not gone far enough out.
It's probably just that you haven't got dark vision. So Jim's light should be giving off light, so you should be able to see that.
Yeah, you can see, can't you? But you mean you can't see any enemies?
Can't see any enemies, yeah.
Yeah. You would have seen Daphne run out of the cave and go up here somewhere. You can definitely hear the sounds of battle.
I'm not gonna think still barely standing from the last fight, so can I just hold my action? I'll throw a firebolt at if I see one.
Sure. Is that your go then? Okay. Derendil is seeing Daphne run out and thinking that she's in trouble. He is going to leap out and try and attack the goblin. He's going to go for the leader. Unfortunately for him, the leader has... Oh, that's not the right one. Sorry. Ignore that. Forget it. He can't do that. So he hits him, strikes him, and damages him, but he's not dead. Fortunately, the second one misses as he comes in with his claws, trying to save you, Daphne, but doesn't quite get there in time. Malice.
I'm also pretty hurt and not wanting to run off into the webs, but from here...
You would see Daphne badly wounded from what you can see. You would see that she's badly wounded, and potentially you would know that she was fighting something just out of another goblin has run up behind her.
So I'll go for... Oh, it's just more useful to fucking crossbow it, so crossbow again.
Okay.
19?
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, fuck's sake. 2.
You kind of, it's a glancing blow. You catch it. It doesn't sink in. It just kind of ricochets off it. But you hit it. It definitely hurt. It knows you're there. That is unlucky. Anything else?
No.
No.
Not got anything. I need to sleep.
Back to the top of the round then. So, Sevatar.
Okay. We'll have to run out. Oh, shit. Okay. 30 feet. Short bow attack at
Go
the
for it.
little goblin.
The little goblin. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it.
Oh, cool. Plus sneak attack. Where's my sneak attack? Why can't I find that?
I mean, how do you want to do it? That's completely destroying it. Your sneak attack is going to utterly destroy it. So
the arrow just kind of pierces through its neck, and it just mouths a little bit wordlessly, and then just slips into the webbing.
Yeah, just destroyed it. Anything else?
That's it, thanks.
Okay, this little goblin here, seeing you fire your bow and kill its colleague. I doubt the goblins use the word colleague, but you get my drift. That's a 12, which I guess misses Sevatar, does it?
Yeah, I didn't see that bugger there. Yeah, that misses.
He's gonna move that way. Okay. Who's up next? Daphne.
Daphne in this dire state is just going to create a projection barrier around her. So it's just going to be a swarm of little bees basically flying about her, giving her temporary hit points. So that's going to be... oh, there's no roll. 5 temporary hit points
Excellent.
until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting skill. So only lasts a turn, but quite good.
Yeah, until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Anything else at all?
So that was an action. I don't have anything else I can do now.
Drodin.
So I think what's going to happen, or Droden at least, is he's going to move a little further forward. I'm going to be dumb. I'm going to put him in front of Servitor.
Okay.
And he's going to shout into the back to say that, the lights are going out. I'm sorry for anyone who we left in the dark. And with the last spell slot that he had, he's going to throw a magic missile.
Okay. Go for it.
The boss seems pretty beaten up, so he's going to throw it at
He's
the
pretty
goblin.
bad, yeah.
Going to throw it at the goblin at the bottom. So 3d4 plus 3. That's 9.
Yeah.
Again.
How do you want to do this?
He just gets fucking pulverized by these fist-like magic bullets that just belt into his face and his gut, and just leaves him kind of stumbling, and he just kind of lays and kind of just goes and falls off the edge into the webs.
Awesome. Yeah, they pummel him and just knock him through the webs. He just disappears down into the darkness.
Maybe a
nice
Wilhelm scream as he goes.
Oh, I'm going to need to get that as a sound effect so I can press it. Tink, you're up.
Magic missile isn't concentrations, so dancing lights would just stay up, wouldn't they? Until
I've
you're
left them
hit.
up. Yeah, until you're hit or cast another concentration spell.
Oh, I thought it was just any spell would take down concentration. That is a bit dumb now, actually. Okay.
No, I don't think it's,
Or
I don't think
Ophelia
it's
would
any.
be absolutely fucking useless.
Okay. Well, imagine then, Droden never said the lights were going out.
Perhaps he was talking about Daphne. Daphne's lights were going out. That's for sure.
Move forward a bit. Oh, they are. Wait, so who's left? Just this one?
Yeah. But that's the only one you can see. It's looking a bit frightened now. Looks like it's probably deciding to... It's going to leg it any minute.
Who's that in front of me? Malice. Is that the only one left?
It's Sevatar in front of you.
Yeah, Malice isn't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Malice has got some kind of sort of life wish now. No longer got a death wish.
Your eyes are better than mine. Are there any more?
You doing that to me?
Yeah.
But didn't you kill this one here?
Yeah, that's the one I was going for.
Oh, you were going for that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you'd killed the boss.
No.
So the boss is...
the boss looked pretty fucked up as it was, so I was like...
I see what you mean.
I'm gonna go for
the same applies. You destroyed that one. Absolutely obliterated it.
Oh, that's alright.
So the only one that's alive you can't see then, Tink. The Sevatar would probably gesture that it's above you.
One more.
Still have movement. No, still can't see it. I'll just walk through that dead goblin. Still can't see it. Where was I? I was right here. Okay, I've still got movement. This is stupid. I see him.
You see him now.
And we're about to have a sleep, so Fuck it. Chaos Bolt.
Nice. It's good. Roll
18.
damage.
And what is it? A D8.
Need to get 4 or more. D20. I think you rolled to attack again.
Did you're right.
Roll damage.
Oh, that's really good. Great.
I thought that was like, wow.
It is really good. It's my best
Yeah.
spell.
That is, yeah, how do you want to do it? It's obliterated.
What kind of magic is it? Thunder. I said I was sleeping!
And he literally goes,
I just push him back into the darkness.
yeah, you see him fly backwards. Just goes limp, falls to the floor dead. Blood seeping out of every orifice and a few new ones. And with that, combat is over.
Shoot them. Keep bits of them for food. I'm going back to sleep.
You say
No.
keep bits of them for food.
Yeah, we need to eat.
Check their pockets, and can I have my crossbow bolts back? And then Malice is also just going to like slump back to the floor and back into trance.
You said Alice.
Malice. This is the issue with me naming all of my characters so fucking similarly.
So each of the, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5. 5 goblins have each got a scimitar and a longbow, and 10 arrows each. The goblin boss has got a scimitar and 3 javelins, and 5 silver pieces. They're all wearing small leather armor. Not particularly nice or good. They've all got a short bow as well.
Wouldn't mind taking a few of the arrows. Whoever else is an arrow user, don't know.
I mean, I'm not particularly skilled with them, but I'll take a scimitar.
I'll also take 1 scimitar.
Eldith is like, I could. I lost my sword back there, fighting those spiders. I could do with a scimitar. I don't know how easy they are to use, but if it's all right, I'll take one.
Small part of me that really wants to just be like, well, that sounds like a you problem.
How many arrows have I got extra?
Well, there's 50 arrows in total. So if you're taking all of them,
I'll take them all,
50.
and then if anybody needs any more, I'll divvy them out.
Okay. Are you okay to add those on, or do you need me to?
I can do the arrows, but I need the scimitar, I think. That's it.
Okay.
And can I recover any ball bearings? It's not.
I forgot about those ball bearings. They should have made it difficult terrain, shouldn't they? You're so lucky I forgot about that. Damn. Yeah, you could. Well, roll a. What would it be? Yeah, roll a investigation check or a perception check to try and find them. If you get a good one, I'll say you found enough to get a use out of them. 14.
I don't know what the number is. 14 was it?
Yeah, it's a 14. You find about half of them, but
okay.
It's
take
quite
that.
hard to find the rest. Yeah, you find about half.
I'll take that.
Okay. Okay. If you
Cool.
go back to sleep, well, I won't make you roll for any of the watches or anything. The rest of the watch goes without any incident. If you want to have any conversations, you can have them now. Otherwise, it'll be the morning.
If you have any conversations, Tink will shout at you.
I guess we're all sleeping then.
Yeah, just updating the quantities and stuff.
Okay. Who else wants a scimitar?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep, it's there. Cool.
So, can I just check? We've got enough food and water for tomorrow, haven't we?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, you'd already eaten today. I've checked my notes, so you've got, I think, 13 food and 10 water. So that's enough for everybody for tomorrow, with a few food left over.
But nothing past that.
But nothing past that, no.
Right, so we just need to get more food. I can, on the days when we need it, I can create water, so that's fine. I just need to know the night before.
If I wake up and no one has started carving up the goblins into bite-sized portions, she'll be there with her little dagger.
Oh, wrong.
The most
Monster.
important question though is, how is Stool?
Stool is just
What are you doing,
quivering
Stool?
in the. Oh, have you still got him in your papoose? I assumed you would put him down whilst you were meditating.
Oh yeah,
Um,
probably.
Yeah, he's just
Got him.
sort of gently quivering at the back of the cavern. He seems
I'll-
okay. It's hard to tell.
I'll bring him in close to me while I finish my trance.
Okay. Just sort of sidles up in that little way that he waddles up, and then doesn't make a sound. He never makes a sound except in your mind, of course. So
I wouldn't normally bother my heart about the 5 silver, but we're strapped, so I'm just making sure somebody's added 5 silver to their inventory. We're going to need it.
looks like you have.
Yep,
Right.
you take it. You found it.
I'll add it.
Yeah. So long rest, everybody. Hasn't already done so.
Okay.
My spell's back. Tasty, tasty spell slots.
Oh.
Hey, thanks for your help, Papido.
You're welcome. Bupido is glad to help.
Does
I helped
Pepido
by
need a
staying out
scimitar?
of the way.
Is that really a wise suggestion?
Bupido
Might be
can
more
fight.
helpful. Yeah, take a scimitar.
Give Bupido a scimitar. Bupido is a great fighter. Takes it.
We all have a little bit of breakfast to make sure we've eaten for the day.
I'm
Okay.
going to take a little bit of breast meat off a goblin. That'll be my breakfast.
Okay, roll a survival check for me. Are you gonna eat it raw? Raw
Oh
goblin.
no, I was going to firebolt it. Char it up. I'm resourceful. We should be resourceful.
Okay. Yeah, roll a survival check to see if you can recover an edible piece of meat from a goblin, as you've probably never butchered one before. No, you've clearly done it before.
No, I've read the theory.
Yeah, you managed to get two rations worth off this goblin, charring it and sort of drying it with firebolts. I've added that to your total. Is everyone gonna eat and drink today?
I will.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously you probably won't drink all of your water in one go, but I'll take the 10 off for today.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Ink is sat there chewing on this really hard grey bit of meat, going, I mean, it tastes like bum, but you should eat it, or we're gonna run out.
Hank, how do you know what bum tastes like?
It tastes
You
like
don't
what
have
I
to answer that.
imagine. Thank you.
I'm gonna save the goblin meat for a case of absolute emergency. And even then, I might not.
Well, yeah, you're a goblin angel, right?
What with the cold planet? Sure. It would be inappropriate. Do we I mean, based on how yesterday went, do we want to formulate a plan for how to proceed forward? We're caught off guard during the night, and some of you were quite rough after a fight during the day.
Yeah, we're all immortal. aren't we?
Would some of us, is that some of us that are a bit more perceptive, and maybe they should be the first in line?
If you're volunteering, then
I'm not the most perceptive, which is why I'm perceptive in some ways, not necessarily visually.
normally I
Terribly
follow you,
unperceptive, but I'm not exactly keen-eyed either.
It just depends on the circumstance. It's very dark, it's very gloomy. There's lots of things down here that it's very difficult to anticipate what's round the next corner.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I was a scout. My role with my group was a scout, so I'm not bad. But I'll be honest, I can't have been that good, can I? I got captured. But I'll do my bit if it helps. Elder says.
Sure. Why not? Ooh.
All the webs make me feel so uneasy.
Yeah.
A lot denser webs than last time.
A particularly old pair of underpants.
That's the look I'm going for. Okay, if you want to put yourselves in any kind of marching order and let me know how you're proceeding, that would be good. You will, by the end of today, have 4 rations of food left. And no water. So please bear that in mind.
We need to do some scavenging and hunting then, maybe. foraging?
We had a chance back there.
You haven't left the cave yet, so the goblins are. Some of the goblins are still there. If you really want to eat things that taste like bum.
Malice, you said you can magically make food. It's not bum tasting, right?
No, I can make
Just
water, as I have done. I can't make food. If we can find food that's a little bit questionable, I can make it edible.
You couldn't have done that before I put this in my mouth.
That was your decision.
Well, hell, I can start cutting these goblins up if you'd like.
It will only stop it from being poisonous or diseased. It won't make it any nicer.
Well, nice tasting is secondary almost to the energy it'll provide us for the day. We'll see. I'm going to see what I can find on these goblins.
How do people feel about consuming goblin flesh? No, let's not do that.
Hey.
Are you trying to scavenge a little bit there, Sevatar?
I was going to see if I could find any decent cuts on the goblins.
Okay. You look at the goblins. I mean, you've never eaten goblin before. You're trying to figure out. They're just so scrawny and skinny. You know, you can't see any good eating on them.
It's all right for you, Tink. You only eat like thimblefuls enough for you, but not enough here for taller folk. It's a good idea though, and if we see any more or come across something similar, let's keep a lookout.
Maybe another spider.
Sure. I mean, if
Trojan
we can
will,
find anything that doesn't fight back, that'd be even better.
for a split second, Trojan will look at Darendil and just be like, "Ah."
As long as you
Sorry,
don't look at the stool like that.
Did I miss something?
No. Fine.
What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Something wrong? Can I help, dear boy?
Tink is eating goblins. It's a strange time for us all.
That's revolting.
We were
I'd rather
eating
go
spider
hungry.
yesterday. I don't see how this is much different.
Well, spider tastes a bit like shrimp, don't you think?
No,
Al-
it tastes like spider.
Also, spiders don't talk, and they tend to not have personalities and
The goblins
face.
don't now.
Daphne makes a very good point. I generally don't like eating anything with a personality.
Yeah, and with an expressive face, it's kind of.
Even if they've got
spiders.
horrible personalities.
Yeah.
Spiders will have had personalities. We just won't have been able to understand how they spoke or communicated, and that's why we didn't know what their personalities were. The point is food out here.
I think we'll make a point.
I'm just concerned about. I'm sorry, Steve.
It's okay, carry on.
I was just my point was we start seeing each other as pieces of meat. Don't know what the next step is in that. Because then when we run out of goblins, and it's just us, then do we decide that one of us becomes the meal?
We only have a few more days to go.
To get out of the web, but not get out of the underdark.
Well, the things that we ate attacked us. So far, we're not attacking each other. So
There'll be
no,
no
I wouldn't.
shortage of things trying to kill us down here, and hopefully we'll be able to eat one of them. Plus, we were quite successful in finding fungus and mushroom and the like. a couple of days ago, so I'm quite sure there'll be something more like that if we push on and keep our eyes peeled.
You make a solid point. I just don't want us to lose sense of humanity down here.
Saying we turn into cannibals. I'm saying we can't be picky.
I think with respect, where's the line? I think Daphne makes a very good point. I, for one, am struggling to hold on to my, well, I won't say humanity, I was an elf, but you get my drift. And if I allow the beast to eat anything and everything, things with, personalities and faces, then it's a slippery slope.
For me, the distinction is an opportunistic one. We didn't go out deliberately to hunt down goblins, specifically to eat them. They attacked us, they happened to die, and we were presented with an opportunity to feed ourselves.
I just know that sometimes when you cross a line, you cross it far enough, you can't see where the line was, and you forget why you crossed it, and now you're just on the other side, and that is who you are.
Well, sometimes it's a choice between crossing a line and staying alive, and not crossing a line and starving to death.
Well, in that case, then it depends on what you're willing to do to stay alive, who you're willing to be to be alive.
Exactly. But
And
like I say, it's a couple of days. We know there's life teeming down here. We just need to find it and perhaps not be quite as traditional in the foods that we're used to.
I guess we
Let's all promise each other here and now. Everybody that stands here right now, no one gets eaten. Outside of this group, fair game.
definitely just looks around to see others' reactions.
I mean, Darren Dill will look quite horrified, even though he looks like this bestial creature. His facial expressions, sort of almost like comical horror. Eldith looks quite disgusted at the idea. Yeah, Papido doesn't seem bothered. He just seems to be nodding along to what Sevatar's saying. Papido living is more important than what he eats.
And like I say, if it's not your cup of tea, you don't have to partake. But those that want to survive and not starve to death, are free to go ahead and eat. But everybody here is off the table, pun intended.
I appreciate your pragmatism. I hope that our arguments will remain purely philosophical in nature.
I'm sure they will. Just trying to set people's mind at ease. Think I'm doing it right? Right?
I'm concerned about the minds we'll have left once we are out of here.
I have to agree. I have to agree as well. I'm not as much as I hate goblins. No offence to our new guides, but I think I'd rather die than eat one.
Choice you'll be free to make.
Aye, well,
no one will force you to eat goblin.
I've got to live with what I've eaten after it. If I survive, I have to live with that, and I'd rather not. But each to their own. I will not harm any of you or eat any of you, I promise.
I also make this promise.
I refuse to partake in the promising not to eat each other. I consider that part of the social contract. She's kind of baffled, moves a bit ahead of everyone, not looking back.
Yes, that's right. We are specifying that we won't eat each other.
Going on.
Malice is avoiding the conversation because she doesn't want to make a promise she can't keep.
Will not
Oh,
harm
dear.
anyone that agrees to not harm me.
I agreed. Yuck and Spider-Mate are sort of watching you have this debate, and they seem to be quite amused by it. They're almost smiling, listening to it.
So, I understand you're out of food. So, do you want to go slow or want to go fast?
Can we go faster?
Well, you've got 2 days till we get to the big eye.
What does everyone else think? Should it go faster?
Let's get as far as we can for the start of the day, if that's what this is. I've lost track of time. And attempt to hunt later.
It's the start of the day. It's the morning.
It really
So we
doesn't
can-
seem to matter down here.
Well, it's all dark. But yeah, we have 2 days, get to the big eye. And you haven't even got water, have you? So we can go slow, you can forage. Or we can go fast and you just risk it. And you can talk to the big eye and make a deal.
What can you tell us about this big eye? Anything more? Well, what's it attached to?
It's not attached to anything, it's a big eye. It had a job. The job ended. The big eye's kind of wandering around lonely now. Hasn't got a job anymore, so he's a bit sad. A bit grumpy and a bit bored. He's been here a long time.
Benefit do we have talking to this big eye? Shouldn't we just avoid it?
We can avoid it if you want to add another 4 days on.
Oh.
Seems important for plot reasons.
It's
How
not.
does it
It's really
figure
not. You can avoid it if you want. You just
an
have,
eye?
you just have 4 more days with no food. Well, we'll have to find food.
I'm sure a big eye will be very reasonable to communicate with. Really, it makes absolutely no sense what you're saying, but I am a little bit intrigued, and I don't want to be here longer than I have to, so shall we go fast?
Fast it is.
Okay, fast it is. Fast it is.
And Spider-Bait gets the little bottle out with the little cloth and wipes it on front of the shoes, passes it round. You all do the same. And start moving. I think, as Steve said, they do look a bit like old underpants here, the webs, but they are solid and thick. It is a constant surface. It is almost like a road. So you whiz along, and actually the entire first day just goes. You don't see anything. You see the odd thing moving in the side and the caverns to the sides, like see like goblins move and watch as you fly by, but they don't attack. You see a number of spiders attracted to the movement on the web, but again, you're moving at such a pace that they just zip by without any concern. And you find yourself 8 hours has passed by. Do you want to push on, or would you like to stop?
Exhaustion is not something we want to be suffering down here, I don't think.
You should scavenge.
We can stop and try and scavenge and forage a bit.
Roll survival checks, please. Anyone who's scavenging. Oh, nice.
I don't think I'm good at this. Why am I trying?
Wow. Okay. Oh, not so good.
I end up just looking at dirt.
Are we both
I'm
looking at the same
scavenging-
patch of dirt?
Yeah.
We're scavenging for stool. That's what it is. We're trying to make sure he's got some nutrients.
Slice of stool, anyone? Yeah, Tink, Malice, you don't find anything. Drodin and Jago. No worries, Nick. No worries, bud.
Nick.
See you later, mate. We're nearly finished anyway. Yeah, Sevatar and Drodin, you can roll 2d4 for food. Okay.
Just to let you know, the cameras have balked on the stream because he's gone.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, of course.
Excellent use of balk.
Balk. Balk. It's a old D&D thing. I'm just gonna. We're near enough finished, unfortunately. I hate webcams on streams. Yeah, so I'll add those on. So you managed to find 10 and roll. Can you each roll a d6 as well?
You're.
I like how we both got
I know.
5.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, much different again.
So yeah, you managed to find a number of mushrooms which you recognise from previously that are edible, and you pick quite a lot. Tink and Malice just find absolutely nothing, but as you're searching further, you find a little trickle of water from the wall. You manage to get two
Nice.
portions of water to fill some of your canteens.
Oh, okay. I was imagining.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Like trying to suck the liquid out of moss on stone.
Yeah, may well be. That's better. Wow, Eldith. Well, okay.
Deer,
Yeah.
fish.
A herd of bison.
Yeah. Okay, blimey.
Why did I eat that goblin?
Yeah.
I still taste it. It's stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, Eldith finds a load more of this edible, and she finds 2 of these barrel stalks, which look like barrels, which if you drill a hole in, you can squeeze water out of them. But she obviously doesn't do that. She just gathers them up and for you to carry. I guess we can call it there, really.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry if it was a bit disjointed. I hadn't really prepped, or I'd prepped 2 weeks ago, and
No, it was good, Matt.
No,
Thanks.
thank you. You did
Cheers,
better than
bro.
I would have.
No, you're welcome. Well done, guys. It was. I'll move the cameras, but it's not working.
Like you said, it's streams near done.
Sorry.
Well, it's streams. We're pretty much done. I think
Nice stream.
It's fine if.
Yeah, we'll have to try that camera thing.
Yeah, maybe if anyone's available before what are we playing tomorrow? Well, it's Theros, isn't it?
Yeah, we're fine. It's the one game we don't stream tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's okay.
So
But yeah,
I'll
maybe
be available
before the
through
next.
week.
Sorry,
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday I'm off, so
I
I
think
will be working from home.
I'm going to stop the stream anyway. If anyone's watching, sorry for the cameras at the end there, and thanks for sticking with us. There's no stream tomorrow. There may well be a stream next Sunday. V,
Yes.
are you
Yes.
away?
I will come back from yours.
Will you be back in time?
I will try to be.
Okay. So there'll be a Curse of Strahd next Sunday, and then Icewind Dale following that. Steve?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Oh,
Awesome.
perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
No, I think I'm away.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll put something on the Facebook group, and once we know what's going on. Okay. Cool.